Welcome back. We are speaking to the Chapati mistress, Jacqueline Watahi. And that word, Chapati mistress, I'm sure guys are wondering, how did it come about?
Sure. And I also, honestly, I think God used, sometimes you make decisions and you do things and then
Because it's catchy. I mean, people like,
It
okay.
is.
Yeah.
I remember one customer told me that the name, don't ever let go of that because that is what has made us look at your profile.
It's catchy.
Everybody's like,
Yeah.
why mistress, why mistress? The people would make fun of it, obviously, because of the obvious mistress that they have an understanding of. But mine is far off. It is not even near that because I could never be anyone's mistress. But Chapati mistress came about when I was thinking of Chapati master. In my mind, I'm like, Kung Fu master, I'm not, it's just associated with the male and masculinity or masculine. So I said, but there must be a synonym. Is it not synonym? The opposite of master is mistress.
Should be mistress, yes.
Do you know I looked it up on Google? Thank God for Google. And even now, if you look it up, it actually has a definition that is a woman who has mastered a craft, whatever. Could be whatever, it could be taekwondo, it could be anything, but for me I chose chapati it is, and yes, I'm a mistress at it.
Wow.
So chapati
and
mistress.
Tell me, and you have so many different flavors. How did you come up with that?
That was also from...
Am I allowed to call them flavors?
Yeah, we would say that, because it's value added or something.
Yes.
So I used to make plain white chapatis. It is what we are used to. Everybody knows chapos have to be white. Brown chapatis are associated with old people, diabetic people, people who have health issues, people who are watching. Adventists. Yes, brown chapos.
And even then, not all of them.
And in fact, I learned that people have a bad experience with brown chapatis.
We do.
They say, oh, zinaguara, nengomu. Then I brought about another side of ata chapatis people didn't know. Like you can even fold a chapati, because when I make my chapatis, what I post is actually some of the orders before I dispatch. So it's not like I have
so hakuna Photoshop hapo.
Hakuna Photoshop, alafu hakuna zile za ati anapiganga za kupost, alafu ana dispatch zingine. In fact, there's a customer who said, nimepost chapo zimemfikia, akasema hizi ni zangu. Hizi ni zangu zimefika zikikaa tu hivi. Because I like what people see they get. So I asked myself, I have seen Ugandans do onion chapatis. You don't even know how sweet these are.
You went into research now?
Yes, because it's chapatis. I'm sold out. This is something I've chosen to do.
This is your thing now.
Yes,
yeah, let's find out who's making chapos.
Indians, I have looked up things and recipes. I have looked up these things. So I saw Ugandans love onion chapatis. Then I'm like, I may not be big on that, but I know we have pumpkin chapatis. But pumpkins, it's usually a gamble. You get a pumpkin, it doesn't have color. Ingine iko na kamba. But I knew butternut squash, which I know is very nutritious and which I know is like the creme de la creme of all the pumpkin species. So I decided, hey, one day, took a butternut and smashed it. In fact, I mashed it. I mashed it. I didn't have a blender at the time. And I made chapos and I posted them. They went viral because they looked so soft, so sweet. They just looked, yani zinakatu kujikula. And then I said, kumbe, I've just been, this is doable.
Yeah.
And I introduced butternut chapatis. Then I said, I've seen people do things with dania, but nizile, because me, I don't just do things. I do things in an orderly way. So Mr. Kilo umerusha dania leaf, moja inaonekana huko ingine iko hapa. Decided, now I had gotten a blender, just run it once and then everything is properly distributed in the dough. So came up with butternuts. It is just wanting to see, and I always try. Right now I can tell you which is the best selling. And thankfully, when people call in and say, niambie chapati gani mzuri zako, I tell them everything. All these chapatis are good because they are equal. It's like there is no competition. People love white chapatis, they love butternut chapatis, they love dania chapatis, carrot chapatis, because we have carrot bread, we have carrot cakes. We have
so how many types are you making now?
7 or 6. 7, I would say 7, because you would say maybe ghee is white chapatis, but it's not just white chapati because it is not made with any cooking oil. It's kneaded with ghee, rolled with ghee, and shallow fried with ghee. So ghee chapati. So we have the butternut ones, we have white chapatis, we have carrot, we have dania, we have brown, we have the ghee chapatis or butter, depending on what you want us to make them with, and we have this, best selling now, the minced meat chapatis.
From someone outside with 34 chapatis.
Yes.
How many are you making averagely per day?
God has been good. I mean, it also it has, I say God is good because from what I started to actually just earn a living for myself, I've now become a source of livelihood for all these people that work with and for me.
Wow, you're employed.
Yes, and so we can do as many as 300. In fact, 300. When people call in and say, I want to make a bulk order, and then they say, how long will it take to get 30 chapatis? That's like half an hour work. It's just ASAP. So we do average, we do catering for weddings, pre-weddings, baby showers, corporate dinners, lunch, brunch. So we can make as many as 500, 600.
And now you branched out, not just chapatis you're doing.
Yes, we do samosas, we do mahamris. Yes. Yes, we do.
It's grown.
It is just taking a day at a time. And I feel like when we say, Mungu nisaidie, he also wants you to take that initial step, which is what I did. I do not even come forth and say I'm the best. I know, yes, people appreciate my work and they do look at me and they say, mimi ndio SI unit ya chapati. But I believe that I have put in I've given it my best but left the rest to God. And that is what has worked.
Wow. I'm hoping you can get a picture of the end result as well there. I see him pressing the
because
making.
I also feel the reason why people resonate and work with us is because they have seen, I share the process. I share the dough, when I'm kneading, when I'm rolling, literally just let people into my kitchen virtually. Because this is where they have met me, this is where they interact with me most. So I make sure that the process, I am very open.
So you're helping them even becoming better cooks themselves.
That's the thing. And one thing I want to encourage people out there is do not ever feel like, I know, yes, people would say you're sharing your trade secrets.
Yeah,
Trust
people would say
me.
that so that they'll feel threatened.
There is something called grace and favor, and it locates you irregardless.
It does.
And when I share my recipes, it's coming from a point of, I know before I started, even I never knew how to make samosas, best believe it. Never knew how to make samosas. Of course, I would know how to make the filling because it's just minced meat, well cooked, flavored, and all these things. But making the pockets is the heart of a samosa. Because I mean, if you're sourcing pockets from elsewhere, you won't be making profit. So when you learn how to make pockets yourself, you are at a better position to make a coin, And so I remember looking up all these styles on YouTube, watching videos. I never grasped a thing. And then I decided, hey, I'm a creative. I know I am naturally gifted. I like practicing and trying out things, even fixing things in the house. I wouldn't call a plumber before I try to fix a sink. That is just how much I invest time when I want to learn something. And so I remember one time, I looked at, I cannot make samosa pockets the style that I'm seeing these Indians make them, because we have to acknowledge the fact that chapatis and samosa are not our cuisine. It is, adopted.
Yeah.
And so I just decided, let me learn how to make samosas. And another thing I learned is that people will go for quality. Quality is everything.
Any day.
Any day.
And a good
anytime.
presentation.
Yes, I think I'm good. I am really good. I've done a good job. And I thank God for the ability to do all this. Juggling all these things is not easy.
Tell me about the business aspect. When starting a business, has it been difficult in terms of, because you said you get the licenses and all that. And one of the worries many people have, especially young people looking up to is, business, maze.
Yeah.
The processing.
Yeah. I've had people ask me this question severally because they wonder how many licenses do you actually need? Because sitasema ni vibaya, lakini I feel like serikali inafaa tu kusaidia. Young people, there are very many people who are very creative and want to do something. But even myself, I won't say it wasn't a challenge, because you walk into the city council offices and thinking you're just, unafikira tu umeendea hiyo permit, they give you a list They give you a list of requirements. You need fire certificate, you need food handling, you need medical, you need banner, you know, that you're doing that if you have a banner, you are also doing advertisements. So there are many licenses, but just get the most important ones, that is the permit. Of course, when you're handling food, you need the hygiene, and you're working with fire, get that one. I think the rest you get with time, because the more you want to broaden your business, the higher the charges for the licenses. So would I say it's not a challenge? It is a challenge, and I feel like, yes, it does hold many people back from wanting to actually dare and take the risk of starting a business. Yes, but thank God we got them.
It's quite a bit of a challenge.
Just try, because in as much as you want to earn, and in as much as you want to do all these things, you also have to respect the fact that it's authority. You don't want to keep playing the cat and mice game. Wanakuja unafunga unakimbia unachujua. No, it's not worth it.
True.
Yeah.
So tell me, trolls, there are people who have bullied you.
Yeah, social media.
How has that been like?
Social media. I think when it started, easily. Remember, you've put yourself out there. I remember one time I got this particular person said they wanted chapatis. Just like any other person that I was meeting in the DMs, I respected the fact that they needed chapatis. And what I did know along the way is that some of these people, some of them just have ulterior motives. And so sometimes when you don't meet them at their point of expectation or need, they now will turn against you. Because I remember most of the time when I was being trolled and somebody would say, are you sure this is just business related? Don't you have something going on? And then we'd probably just say, let me check the DM. And we'd be like, oh, okay, this one has his own issues or her own issues. But there is also this point of a customer will come forth with a genuine complaint. Yes, I reached out to this particular person. They never responded on time. Remember, it is food. I've had to learn a lot going forth.
Yeah.
Because it's food, and somebody, sometimes mtu amefika kwa nyumba amefikiria, oh, chapati mistress wanapikanga chapati, I could just call in and have food delivered ASAP, you know. And then you don't respond on time, and probably sometimes you give them a response that just frustrates them, you know. They're like, ungeniambia ningejua, you know. So they will come for such a genuine complaint, and then there are other people who are just watching. Waiting. Let me tell you, they will troll
Kamati ya
you.
roho chafu.
I used to deactivate my account a lot. I used to pull down my account, and then I was like, stay focused. Know that all this good. Somebody told me one time, sometimes I'll be trolled even because of the pricing. Because another thing I learned is to respect people in their businesses. And you never know why a certain pen is selling at 10 bob, and a certain pen which is also using ink and probably plastic cases is also selling at 50 bob.
True.
So people have a tendency of coming at people without knowing the process behind getting the end product.
You know what I always say? You can't go to Mercedes and tell them, you know, Toyota is only $1 million shillings. They'll just tell you go to Toyota.
Yes.
There's a reason why they are, you know, at that price.
And then I realized people who complain a lot and who call you names, they actually most of the time don't even buy. So how did I mean, obviously you cannot stop people from doing what they want. Yeah. But I learned that even when mafuta ilipanda bei, I never put up my new menu. You won't see it anywhere. But yes, I do share the catalog link to the WhatsApp business catalog. But you won't see me say this, because a serious customer will actually click on that link, go to the catalog, see the prices, see what you're offering. If they're comfortable, they will buy. If they're not, they'll just silently just say, not this time. Or it's not within my budget. Can we work a way around it? But all these people who come at you because of the pricing and they don't know how whatever work is put into ensuring that you get this chapati that does not even dry. Yeah, the quality thing. Yes, quality is everything. So trolling has come from all manner of corners, prices. Oh, when ni mrembo huwezi kuwa unapika chapati, tuambie ile kazi unafanyanga. It cannot be chapatis. People have opinions and you have to respect them. Just don't make them a reality. Do you feel now that you have, you know, it has also matured the way you look at things over time, even this business? Yes, it has, because of course it came from a point of sometimes I'd get agitated. I'll get very, I'm human. And I will respond to people trying to prove a point. Then I've had people tell me, it's not worth it. Trust you me. If it is a customer, just find a way to getting to them individually. Do not respond to all these people. Just Sometimes learn to chill, breathe in and out, and know that sometimes it's the face. In fact, I never knew it is a brand until now. We are approaching 40K followers.
Imagine that.
Yes, and you know, people who follow me know I'm not the kind to put myself out there so that now I'm chasing clout in a way that I'm posting myself more. I even took down my image as the profile picture. It is just the logo out there.
Let's focus on the chapels.
Let's focus on the chapatis, because I worked so hard to actually want my work to speak for me. And that is what will bring people to like, share, and even give me a follow, which I appreciate very much. I'll never take it for granted.
So tell me, when you, because now you are, you know, the chapati mistress, and you go somewhere, and you know somebody serves you a chapo and they don't know, and you look at it. Do you find yourself really, you know, judging everything? Are you a serious food critic? I
am, especially when it comes to chapatis. And this is the thing, you know, when they say we eat with our eyes first, it just doesn't happen there. Kwa sahani, I may not be as critical to a point where I discourage people from cooking. I think I just have this. It's just that the reason why I would be comfortable in letting cameras into my kitchen is because I have nothing to hide. Everything is done in the open. At the cafe, you can stand there ordering chapatis and you're seeing basically every corner of that kitchen. Why? I feel like gone are the days where food would be cooked chini ya meza huko. No. You need to actually
by a guy who's sweating and putting on a vest.
Yes. I would be critical of, you know. So mimi kwa nini niko critical about chapatis? Because I know if you're not, your hygiene is not top notch. When you're making all this rolling, kneading, on a sweat, it can just be, you really need to be cautious about everything.
Where do you think most people go wrong in terms of the quality?
Time. Everything good takes time. Chapatis, for example, you'd find that people love making chapatis. They ask me, the most frequently asked questions is, mbona chapati zangu zinakauka? And it's just preparation. Yes, mabati. There's chapati mabati. Chapati mabati. Because,
you know, girl shit.
Yes. The way gluten is, the reason why wheat is regarded to as gluten, the gluten aspect of it is that it just has a way, it just gets better with rest. So the more you rest your dough, the better it becomes. Well, you don't want to rest it for way too long, but preparation, that's why I said you can't come off work, na umechoka, ukandakande unga hivi uanze kurusharusha chapati hapa kule. Of course, zitakuwa chapati mabati. So preparation is key for any kind of meal, be it githeri. I could make simple githeri, bila hata waru. You know us, we love where I come from. We are called Waru Republic. But I could make a githeri and you'll be like, this is good. We call them
submarines.
Yes, zina swim. Zina swim, you know. But I think from where I come from is just take time, be intentional even about your cooking. Everything comes and pans out just correctly. And people will be like, what are you doing differently? But when they watch you and how even the girls and any other person who I've trained, because I do trainings too, I do offer online classes to people in diaspora. And people who are making very nice chapatis just from learning online. Everything I tell them is
you really branched out. That's really nice, by the way.
Yes. I train people virtually. I train people in person. And the thing I tell them is, for me actually, I know people are intimidated by the shape. Because I make...
Yeah, I was going to ask you that. You know, shapes.
Perfectly.
How do you make a round chapati?
You know, I want to...
not really, the map of Uganda.
I want to do a show and I hope you people will come.
We will come.
I want people to support me, not through giving me handouts, but just want to do a event where you come and see me in action, raw and unfiltered, so that people can actually believe, yes, all this is done manually. People question the folding, people questioned the rolling. They used to say I use cutouts until I share videos, and they still do not believe. So the only true way is actually having you people come over, watch
because
me
that's the whole thing of circular chapatis.
Yes, support Chapati Mistress, pay a small fee, and then, yes, because skills are underrated, and I feel like there's so many people who have slept on their talents and
totally
gifts.
Agree with you.
Yes.
Skills are underrated.
For me, it is just skill, and I feel like it's gift. It's a gift. People just look at, pangi chapati hivi. You know, I could fold them and just throw them there.
Yeah.
I like things done in an orderly way, and I think that is what has actually made people always, hakuna mtu anaweza na chapati. I don't even need to watermark my chapatis. Why? They are uniquely Chapati Mistresses chapatis.
Tell me, we only have about, I think, 2-3 minutes.
Yes.
Where are you found?
Across all social media platforms. For the people who have been, who I have been blessed, I won't say they have been blessed to meet me, because every time I meet a customer who has just interacted with me virtually and then they come in person, I feel like I've put myself out there. So you can find us on Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, Instagram as Chapati Mistress. That is our handle across all social media platforms. Our number for placing orders is there. I might not want to say it on air, but it is there. Just look out for Chapati Mistress. And I learned there is somebody who has actually impersonated us on Facebook, even using our images.
Really?
Yes.
You know.
But
you know what they say, eh? You haven't made it big until somebody impersonates you.
Oh wow. I didn't know that.
That's a sign. Yeah.
That's a sign. Thank God.
They don't impersonate nobody's.
Yes. But those people who know,
yeah,
you would definitely tell this is just a scam and this is the real account.
Yeah.
So look out for Chapati Mistress across all social media platforms. Follow us and
have you considered branching out? Because you know people will be looking and saying, "Lakini si ukuje Kapsabet."
Wengi, Eldoret, Nakuru. We have ferried chapatis as far as Meru, and this is just like when a person has a trustworthy driver, they would say make them send them as a parcel. A risk I wouldn't want to take, just like make and send chapatis anyhowly.
Yeah.
But besides that, we have all these people who have carried our chapatis to the States, to the UK, Israel, Lebanon. These people who come in for vacations and they carry them.
Yeah.
They are all over. But branching out, trust you me, the future is just so.
Do you do that type where you can go and fry yourself later?
The pre-cooked ones?
Yes.
Yes. And I actually am now working on getting a KEBS,
certification,
pass and just have them on the shelves, because I feel like we have all Indians, chapatis, paranthas selling at our supermarkets. So why not Chapati Mistress? Because
true.
Yes, and they would be. It's homemade. It is homemade. It's unmatched. So that is where we are getting at. Besides branching, I just feel like we should be on your next door supermarket.
You should be.
Yes.
Final words. What are you going to tell somebody who wants to start a business like you, wants to make chapatis?
Just chapatis or any business.
Any business.
Never be afraid of.
Speak to them right
Okay. Do not be afraid of starting small. They always say that everything big started somewhere, and honor humble beginnings. And I feel like there's something for everyone. Do not be afraid of starting something just because somebody else is doing it. As long as you do it your own way and you stick to your, the guide that gets you there, you're bound to leap out of what you sow. And I believe that hard work always pays. Nothing good comes easy.
True.
Yes.
True.
And you will get something out of it.
Thank you. It's been a very pleasant conversation.
Thank you.
And you've even enlightened me on so many flavors of chapatis.
Thank you so much. It's an honor. It's always an honor when I get to come here and interact with people I know. I don't take it for granted at all.
Thank you.
I don't.
Thank you. That's the Chapati Mistress. Find her on all social media platforms, Twitter, Facebook, TikTok, you said. Yeah?
Yes.
And IG at Chapati Mistress. And of course, don't go for the impersonator. Look for utaona ile ya ukweli.
Ukweli.
Jacqueline Watahi, the Chapati Mistress. That's a conversation for this morning. Do stay tuned for Leah coming up with Losu. Have a wonderful weekend. God bless you.